And thank you so much for joining me. This is meteorologist Eric Tallman on the Michigan News Channel. We have a lot to cover today, and we are doing Monday and Tuesday's weather computer models and what they are telling us, and this is what we are expecting. So it's going to be quite interesting, and then we're going to go ahead and show you the big picture in just a little bit here. Okay, so this is what we've got going on across the Midwest. You can see that there's going to be some fog that's going to be developing over here, and like I said, these are models for February the 20th at 10 o'clock. So yellow means fog, so there could be some fog that could develop along this area over here. And then it looks like there's going to be rain that's going to be developing along a big stretch extending all the way around, where you can see it in the darker green, and there might even be a little bit of an icy mix up there. Way up there could be a little bit of an icy mix up in there. But then our main focus is going to be way over on the western part of the state. You can see after this stuff starts moving towards the northeast, we've got more activity towards the west, so we're going to be focusing on that. I'm going to tell you the times of the models that we're going to be doing today so you understand what's happening. So right now we're doing the 10 o'clock models for February the 20th, and that also includes the following times, so please listen carefully. 11 a.m., 12 p.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 4 p.m., 6 p.m., 8 p.m., and 9 p.m. for Monday, February the 20th, 2017. Please stay tuned for the extended forecast, and we'll have the 11 o'clock forecast models up. Stay tuned for that. We've got you covered. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more. And thank you so much for joining me once again. This is meteorologist Eric Tallman, and this is actually computer forecast models for 11 o'clock on February the 20th, and this is what's going on. Nothing currently going on for us in the state of Michigan or southeast, lower Michigan, but you can kind of see, if you look way in the Midwest, you can see how active it's going to get, and these are the 11 o'clock models for February the 20th at 11 a.m. So things are going to get a lot active, so kind of stay tuned. I'll have the 12 p.m. models up, so stay tuned for the complete updates for Monday, February the 20th. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. And thank you for watching, and we'll be right back after this. And thank you so much for joining me once again. I am still here in the forecast center right now, giving you forecast models of what we do expect, and this is the extended edition for our forecast models for February the 20th and the 21st, so kind of stay tuned. We've got a lot to talk about here. So this is what we've got going on currently. Nothing is going on in southeast Michigan or the state of Michigan, but if you go to the upper part of the upper peninsula, you can see that there is some precipitation, some rain, and maybe a thunderstorm. I'm not quite sure. We haven't even brought up those models up yet, but we'll kind of see and figure out what's going on up there. But there is going to be rain up in the upper peninsula up there, so look forward to that. So if you live in Lance, Michigan, maybe Marquette area, you guys, well, the Marquette area isn't showing any activity, but I wouldn't be too surprised if the models change and it goes a little bit further towards that area. We'll keep you posted on that, most definitely. But you can see how active it is for the 12 o'clock hour on February the 20th. On Monday, you can see that there's rain. the darker shades of rain. There's going to be a lot of rain associated with this. There's going to be some fog over in this general area over here, and then you can see that we still have more precipitation that is still expanding all the way into the Midwest. So kind of stay tuned. We've got more just ahead. Stay tuned for the next following times, 1 p.m., 2 p.m., and vice versa. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more. We're trying to cover all of this so we have it all two forecasts, all in one day. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. And thank you so much for joining us. This is meteorologist Eric Tolman on the Michigan News Channel. We're trying to wrap things up as quickly as possible, so we're going to go ahead and tell you the 2 o'clock p.m. Forecast models for February the 20th. So we're going to go ahead and continue onward and upward. So get ready to spin the wheel, because we've got more activity headed in our direction. Not just yet. We're still... thank you. We're still in the clear right now. Nothing's going on. All the activity mainly is still in the Midwest, but that does not mean anything. But you can see that all of this precipitation is starting to move towards the northeast, and the upper part of the upper peninsula is going to start seeing the rain as well, and that is going to start stretching into the Marquette area. So you can see generally that's what's going on right now. So this is the models for 2 p.m. for February the 20th, 2017. Stay tuned, I've got more to come, and we appreciate your patience, and we'll be right back with more. Continue to follow us. We'll be right back with the rest of the forecast models. Stay tuned. Okay, currently at this time we're still working on the rest of the forecast. Let's get back over to meteorologist Eric Tolman. He is going to tell you the rest of the forecast models for February the 20th through the 21st for Monday and Tuesday. And he is currently going to tell you the 4 o'clock schedule. Eric, welcome back. I know this isn't something that we're not used to, but we're speeding things right along, so continue to bear with me as we learn this thing. So currently you can see that there is still no precipitation in Michigan right now, not in our general area, but you can see way up in the Upper Peninsula that they're starting to see that action as well, but you can see that the activity is beginning to move towards the northeast, so it is getting closer to us. So just want to point that out, that things are getting quite active, and we're going to be doing the whole week, so stay tuned. We'll be right back with the 6 p.m., 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock models for February the 20th, and then we will tell you what's happening for February the 21st. Stay tuned. We've got you covered. We're trying to complete this as quickly as possible. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with the rest of the forecast for the Monday and Tuesday. Thank you. Please be patient. We'll be right back. And thank you so much for joining us. This is meteorologist Eric Tolman with our continued forecast models for Monday, February the 20th, 2017. And these are actually computer models for 6 p.m. So kind of stay tuned to what I have to say here. So we're still waiting for the action to happen, but you can see it is getting closer, but it seems to be moving at a very slow pace. But you can see that the precipitation is beginning to build and expand in the Upper Peninsula as well. So there's a big area of coverage of people that are going to be seeing a lot of rain out of this as well. And then over in this area, just in that little area, you can see some fog. But generally this is a rain pattern that's coming, but you'll be surprised what else that's going to be coming with it and what day. We'll kind of let you know. These are the forecast models for the 6 p.m. Stay tuned. The last two updates that we currently have are 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. for February the 20th on Monday. Stay tuned for those updates, and then we will complete Tuesday's forecast models on the second half of our newscast. Stay tuned with the Michigan News Channel. We'll be right back after this. Just when you didn't think that things were going to get more interesting, it's going to get even more interesting for us. And this is actually, let me look here, the forecast models for 8 o'clock p.m. on February the 20th. I am so sorry. There's just multiple schedules that we're trying to follow because we're tracking this system as it comes across the Midwest. So whenever there's active weather, things really get a little out of control, but we're trying to give you a heads up. But like I said before, the computer models, forecast models can just change. So we'll be updating this forecast again tomorrow. So briefly, I wouldn't be too surprised if the weather pattern changes and something else opposes. So stay tuned for that, and we'll keep you posted. That's the reason why we check the forecast models several times, just to make sure that there aren't any other changes. So all the viewers know that. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. Okay, you can now see that the precipitation is really expanded, and generally in coverage does expand all in the upper part of the peninsula in Michigan. I'm going to zoom in here so you can see all of this section is going to see rain, so you can just see it expand. And then the northern parts of Michigan will also see this start to move in, and then we'll have more rain to follow behind that. So people like in Lansing and all of that, get ready. And then this system should be getting closer to us, and we'll let you know. So I have finally the 9 p.m. Forecast models coming up. Stay tuned for that, and then we're going to work on Tuesday's forecast. Stay tuned, but just so you know, the Tuesday's computer forecast models will be on a separate one. So stay tuned for that as we continue. Thank you for your patience. We'll be right back with the 9 o'clock update. Forecast models. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me once again. This is meteorologist Eric Tallman with your 9 p.m. Forecast models for February the 20th, and then you will be seeing me again this evening with Tuesday's forecast models as well, and then we'll go from there. So we're doing this as quickly as possible. So you can actually see that the pattern does not really change direction, but you can actually see that it is getting closer in expansion, I should say. So you could say that it is getting closer to our area. Sorry about that. You can see that it's getting closer to the Flint area as well. So stay tuned for Tuesday's forecast models, and we'll have Tuesdays and Wednesdays coming up next. So stay tuned for that, and thank you for joining me for this edition for forecast models for February the 20th, and we'll have Tuesday's computer models coming up after this. Stay tuned for that. We're sorry about the confusion. Like I said, we're new to this, so please be patient, and we will get it up as quickly as we can. Stay tuned. We'll have Tuesday's forecast models coming up after this. Stay tuned. And thank you for watching the Michigan News Channel Southeast Michigan, Detroit. We'll have more to come. There's more to follow. Thank you.